Hello YouTube, it is Katie to the video. I know I have two stuffed animals in the background, but this video is not made for children. If you are a child, go away. Now, I do have a video coming out on COPA and the bullying rules and just everything that YouTube is turning out in 2020, so watch out for that. It's coming. But this video is going to be mistakes I made in 2019. So 2019 coming up, people are just, what? No, 2019 is what's happening now. So 2020 coming up, people are just like endlessly excited for it. They're, freaking out. It's the start of a new decade, and I'm just like, a new decade doesn't mean that you're going to become a new person. And unless you actually try to do that, it's not just going to happen. It's just going to be a typical Tuesday, January 1st, 2020. I don't know if it's actually Tuesday, but you get my point. It's just going to be whatever. Like, no, nothing's going to change for you, sweetie. But I thought that maybe if I reflected on the things that I did wrong in 2019, which is most of the things I did, maybe if I reflected on them, then I would be able to, see what I did wrong and change and become a newer person in 2020. My goal for 2020, there aren't any, but ideally I would like to be a happier gal. Normally behind my door, in like that little nook, there are sticky notes stuck up telling me the things that I should be working on for the year. I didn't really do any for 2019. Maybe that's why my year was so just interessant, but maybe if I think of some things that I could do better for 2020, then I will do them better and I'll be happier and less of a shitty garbage person. We'll try, we'll see what happens. You never know. But anyways, before I can do any of that, we have to look at the mistakes I made in 2020. So let's see. 2020 started, I don't have any notes, Sometimes in my videos I come in with notes so that I know what to say. I don't have any notes because I made so many mistakes that I'm pretty sure I can just come up with them off the top of my head. Furthermore, I do want to say that when I started, when I came up with this idea, it was just going to be fun little, cute little stuff, ooh, I put avocado on my toast and I realized I don't like avocado, wow. But the more I was thinking about it, the more I realized that I made some serious mistakes in 2020. So this is a trigger warning for depression, perhaps anxiety, death, self-harm, eating disorder, things of that nature, maybe. I might not hit all of those, but just there's a general trigger warning on this video, okay? So if you just really don't want to hear anything negative like that, I'll see you next time. This being open is yeah, that was messing up my little set. That guy, let me know if he's creepy. I think he's creepy, but he was a gift and I want to use him. So maybe he can be our little background of the video friend, like homeboy over here, Charles. I sleep with Charles. But I need a purpose for him. He's too creepy for me to sleep with him. Maybe if I just put a blindfold over his eyes? I don't know. For now, he's our video buddy. First mistake, since I look at my hair and it just kind of reminds me. First mistake of 2019 was just really not taking care of myself. I looked completely unpresentable 90% of the time. I did actually kind of do my hair. It's not a tragedy right now, but I'm telling you, I looked crusty so frequently this year. And that's a mistake, not because, if people are going to talk about me, they're going to think I'm ugly, I don't care. It's a mistake because that's just not what I want to be doing. That's just not how I want to present myself. I know that I don't really, I like having my nails, evenly filed. I like not having chip nail polish. I like wearing cute outfits. These are things I enjoy, so when I'm not doing them, it's probably because I'm held up by something else, but it's just I don't want to be held up by other things. I want to be happier and be more able to take care of myself because I'm happier. So, these last couple of weeks of 2020, I've been doing my hair every morning, doing my skincare every morning, putting on an outfit that's, not completely ridiculous, and just making sure that I don't look like such a hot mess. I am wearing a windbreaker because it is raining outside, so I know that this doesn't really make sense for indoors, but I was just outside and it was raining, so that's why. Let's take this off. My next mistake of 2019 is just really having just really low self-esteem and letting that affect my relationships. Naturally, having low self-esteem is going to affect your relationships and how you interact with people, but it was just so bad. I'm getting cold since we took the jacket off. I need to put the space heater on. Yeah, but just having such a low self-esteem made it so that I couldn't really believe that people would like me, and then when they did, I didn't really understand why, and it just caused a lot of unnecessary problems, and it led to me also not being able to let go of things. Like, when people were just like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my other friend, I would just be like, okay, but why? What about me? It was always just, everything was overanalyzed because I just didn't really trust or love or care about myself. So it was like, why would other people care about me? But then also, because I didn't love or trust or care about myself, I didn't want to have things that a person who cares about themselves would have. So I would like put myself in situations that I knew were going to upset me, because it was like, I mean, what better am I going to get? If that makes sense. Like, I would like isolate myself from people, or go towards a group of people that I know aren't going to be good for me. Just do things that just don't make any sense, and that I wouldn't have been doing if I had felt better about myself. So I guess the first two are kind of related, in that I wasn't feeling good, so I didn't look good, and I didn't look good or feel good, so I didn't have good people around me for a good portion of the year. So that mistake is just not being as involved with myself as I needed to be, not feeling as good about myself as I should have. I don't know if you guys can hear the space heater, but it's on, and if you can, I'm sorry. It was just like not loving myself, not just not seeing my worth. That was the first mistake of 2019, and the second. It's two different mistakes in the same thing. I was honestly planning to start light and work my way up, but since we're already here, third mistake, I'm gonna lose count at some point, but we're good right now. So third mistake, since we're already in the deep zone, my third mistake was getting to a really, really low point, deciding I need help, going to a therapist, having them throw around that D word that we all know and love, and then like hearing that and never going back. Wouldn't recommend it. I went back once technically, but it was to a group thing to learn about cognitive behavioral therapy techniques. And then I was just like, okay, I'm just going to apply these techniques and never come back here, never talk to you people again, because I don't want to hear anything bad. And that's what I did. And it kind of worked. Like, the techniques helped me to an extent. It helped bring me back to normal. But my normal is not as good as it could be, I don't think. I feel like there's just more for me out there. There's better I could be feeling, and I'm not feeling that way because I don't really allow myself to work through my problems. I just kind of see them, either put a band-aid over them, or just completely push them to the back of my mind and never think about them again. And I never really fully like get in there and fix the problem. That is something that I want to try to work on in 2020, but I just always feel weird about it. I will. This video is about putting energy into the air. So here's the energy I'm putting out. I'm gonna work on fixing my genuine problems in 2020. Like, not my immediate problems, my inner soul problems, the ones that have been there for all these years of my life. We're going to work on truly resolving them in 2020. And that is one period. Okay, next mistake. While we're still in the deep end, I don't know how to summarize this, so I'm just going to say it. Self-harm. It's not cute. I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't want to self-harm in like the typical way of cutting, because I was like, well, that's self-harm, and I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's mean. Like, I don't want to do this to myself, but then I just did other stuff. So then I still did it. Like, why am I sharing this for the internet? Don't know. Bad idea. But we're already here. I would like hold my breath and trying to faint. Never fainted. Got lightheaded a couple times. Never fainted though, which is good. That wouldn't have been a good look for me. I one time put like a salicylic acid mask on my face, and acid, right? So you're supposed to rinse it off. Didn't rinse it off. Left it on for way too long, knowing what would happen. And then when I got chemical burns on my face, I was just like, dang, dude, like, how did that happen? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Would not recommend self-harm. 0 out of 10. Don't try again. The next two are going to relate to my romantic relationship with my boyfriend. The first mistake that I made this year was, and I know he watches my videos, so hello, this was your moment. It was earlier this year. He saw a car accident, or in which case someone was hurt, and he believed that they died. I didn't believe that they died. I kind of just thought that they were really hurt, but I wasn't there, so how would I have known? Anyways, he believed that they died, and I was just kind of like, sucks. Have a good day at work. Like, bye. Get over it. Which, it's not the most compassionate thing I've ever done. It's kind of just like, I expect people to behave the way I do a lot of the time. And I know they won't, but I just can forget that sometimes. So for me, when a lot of death was happening around me a year ago, year before, I never saw anyone die, first of all, which is a whole nother, like, that's a whole different experience. But even just like having to deal with it, I just kind of didn't. It was just kind of like, okay, whatever, I'll see you at the funeral. Like, that's whatever. Ignore the problem or put a band-aid over it. We've addressed how I do that. So I was just kind of like, you saw something bad. That sucks, but like, forget about it. Move on. You have a whole day to get through. Just like, let it go. And that's just not the way people work most of the time. And I know that he's over it. Well, he's not over it. I mean, like, he's forgiven me. But that was just such a huge mistake. And like, I'm not the perfect girlfriend by any means. I make plenty of mistakes. But that one was just so big that I feel like the internet needs to know how much of an idiot I am. And I just wish that I had handled that situation very, very differently. Yeah. In the same vein, my next mistake was, I had a friend ask me, because he and I had a situation before. We had a tiff. But my friend asked me, like, what if he actually sleeps with another girl? What are you gonna do? And I said, it depends on how I feel. No, it does not depend on how I feel, because I'm gonna feel too strong of emotions to really know what to do until I've already put... When you feel strong emotions, you don't always do things that make sense. So if I just go off how I feel, I might jump off a bridge. Like, I feel like it doesn't matter how I feel, because I've already like set the precedent that you can't do that. You can't sleep with other people. So if I set that precedent, like, hey sir, don't sleep with other women, and then he does, and then I do nothing, it's like, well, then what do I mean at that point? Like, what does my word mean if I don't hold to it? Furthermore, just like for my own sanity and my own peace, I'm not going to forget what I want. I'm not going to be with someone who slept with someone else. So it doesn't really matter how I feel. If he sleeps with another girl, we are breaking up. And I feel like saying that was a mistake, and I feel really stupid for saying it, and I feel like my friend also thinks I'm really stupid for saying it, which is fine. I don't need to be vindicated. I just have taken a step back to be able to say, like, hey, my love for this person isn't going to vanish if you don't know how to act right anymore, but that doesn't mean that I can just allow anything to happen to me. I don't know why I'm talking about like such personal stuff on the internet. I can't talk about this stuff with anyone. Actually, I do know why, because this isn't the internet. Like, I'm literally just talking to myself right now, which I do all the time, either in my head or out loud. So it's not hard to say this to you guys, because I just don't really feel like anyone's there, if that makes sense. My next mistake of 2019 was not being able to find peace and happiness in the situations that I was in. There were some things that were going on, not like anything big, it was just like the way my life was set up that I just didn't really like, and I didn't feel like they were helping me to be happier and to progress. And, you know, those things have changed. I've managed to work on them and change them, and that's great. And I think that knowing how to change is important. So I'm happy that I was able to really learn that and really work on that. But I'm also not happy that I was so affected in the first place. I think that I need to find more peace within myself and stop looking to others or looking to some external form of validation to find my happiness. And this is getting just very deep at this point, so we're just gonna step out of the pit that I put myself into and look at some more light and friendly mistakes in 2019, some more palatable mistakes that I've made, because there are some like pretty simple ones too. Eating directly before bed a lot. It really messed up my stomach, and I wouldn't recommend it. 0 out of 10. Falling out of healthy eating. I did eat healthy, like a meal here or there, but like generally speaking, I was eating whatever garbage landed in my mouth, and I would recommend some vegetables for 2020. They're good stuff. Falling out of going to the gym. I love going to the gym. Well, loved is... I was going to the gym, but then I stopped going so much because I started feeling really, really bad about myself and my appearance. But, you know, when I first left it, it was because I was being active, not so much because I was trying to change how I looked. So I think just focusing more on being active, getting stronger. I really liked when I could do rows with a freaking 25-pound dumbbell. I felt like such that bitch. So just being more active, but also being active for the sake of being healthy, rather than for the sake of looking like an Instagram baddie. Not staying in contact with people that I probably should have. Killing some of my plants. But don't worry. My little lady is still good. This one is the most important to me. When she dies, we're gonna have to have a funeral or something. I bought too many heels this year. I can only wear them like once a month. I feel like I just have too many pairs for how frequently I wear heels. This is just doing a lot. Falling out of journaling. Not talking to my brothers enough. Letting my schoolwork take up too much of my mental energy. Caring too much what other people thought of me. And in that sense, also caring too much about other people's opinions of what I was thinking or what I was doing. I know what's good for me, and I don't need other opinions like, okay, like, do I really feel this way? Like, yes, you do, dummy. Honestly, buying a Diva cup was a mistake. I don't regret it. It doesn't work for me the way that I would like it to, and I just feel like I could have just saved $40. And my final mistake of the year is just not sticking up for myself sometimes. I think that relates to not caring about myself. Just a lot of mental health problems and self-esteem issues. It just led to not the greatest year in the world. There are things that happened in 2019, though, that I don't regret. I don't regret continuing to YouTube. I don't regret going to school because I really met some great friends and learned more of the enjoyment of my major program. I don't regret getting with my boyfriend. I think that was a fine choice. And I don't regret some of the things I did that went wrong. You know, it's okay to do things and have them not go well without them being a straight-up mistake. Sometimes things are just a learning experience, and I think that I had a couple of learning experiences in 2019 that were uncomfortable and hard to have, hard pills to swallow, but I'm happy that they happened and that, you know, these are mistakes that I won't have to continue to make in the future. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments down below your biggest mistake of 2019 and what you want to do to correct that in 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this video was kind of dark. I wasn't expecting it to be, but it sort of ended up that way. So I'm sorry for the tough to swallow content of this video, but I hope that it was still somewhat enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment. I'm trying to get to I'm actually not. I don't have a number goal of number of subscribers I want to hit before 2020. I just know that I'm almost at 40 right now, and I would like to see that number continue to go up. It's been awesome getting subscribers, even though I've been studying for finals and doing my finals, and I haven't been able to focus. But speaking of finals, I do still have one more that I have to take online, so I need to go study for it. But thank you guys for watching this video. I will see all of you next time. Sorry, I burped in my mouth. I will see all of you next time. Please make sure you are commenting, subscribing, liking this video, sharing this video with your friends so they can reflect on their 2019 too, and clicking the links that should be coming up, unless I forgot to do the end card. Clicking the links that I'll put over our creepy bear to all of the other videos. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, toodaloo. Enjoy this little dance. Dancing you out of 2019 as you're clicking links to my other videos. Oh, to those of you in China, like, does January 1st still count as a new year? It doesn't, right? Like, the Chinese New Year is a whole different thing, right? Like, that's when 2020 will start for you, is whatever the Chinese New Year is, right? Are there any other places in the world where January 1st isn't when a new year starts? Let me know in the comments down below when your 2020 will begin. Okay, bye.